our next session then is actually the result of something we did at the during the past few months. We run a boot camp where we get a number of customers together, and we run a competition at that boot camp. And the winners of the competition are now going to come up and explain what they did and a little bit more about the boot camp. So to welcome up the stage, I have Gunter from Philips and Rob from Adobe. Gunter and Rob, please come up.
Thank you. So today and the whole day long, you hear a lot of stories about Adobe and Adobe Marketing Cloud and all our solutions. But wouldn't it be great if you were able to validate the true value of Adobe Marketing Cloud within only 3 days? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rob from Adobe. I'm not the winner of the bootcamp. That's one of these guys. There was a lot of other guys in the room as well. And I'm going to talk to you about bootcamp. Well, the bootcamp is a concept in which we allow customers, prospects, and partners of Adobe to validate the true value of Adobe Marketing Cloud within those 3 days. And today, I'm going to talk to you about the bootcamp of last year, where we hosted 24 participants coming from partners, prospects, and 7 Adobe coaches. So we had people from Adobe, people from the partners, working together on scenarios. Scenarios that we didn't provide them, no, they came up with the scenarios themselves. So this really meant for us to set up everything that they needed, and then they come up with ideas. So the bootcamp, that's very good to tell you that the bootcamp, we always pick a location in which we allow people to really get rid of all the obligations of the day. So this monastery is in Vught, it's in the Netherlands, Klooster Hotel Zin. I promised them I would mention their name. It is a wonderful location. We could even, in the morning, we did some meditation, which was really great. So this location was good for us to really work on the scenarios. I told you about the 24 participants, and you see the logos on the screen, and you can imagine that with those companies, the companies on the screen here, we bring a lot of experience, knowledge to really work on complex scenarios and demanding needs that these customers have. So the bootcamp actually starts in the morning when the people arrive. Some of them came a day earlier, but in the morning when they arrive, we put them into teams, saying, okay, you work together with these companies, and they're all happy with it, and they start thinking about the scenario they want to develop. So they're not going to say, well, tell us Adobe what to do. No, they're going to think of a scenario, a real marketing scenario they want to build. And they only have short time, so they need to work fast on getting the scenario there and working after that on really building the scenario. So the build starts, and finally, at the end of the bootcamp, which is about 2.5 days, it was yesterday on a Thursday, we invited not only all the other teams to listen to the presentations, but we also invited the management of the companies to come over and see what we've done within 3 days. So the people of their own company could present, so this is what we've done in 3 days. And I can tell you, it was amazing this year, because people working so closely together in a pressure cooker, they come to amazing results. So we had to reward them in a way. So there is, of course, a good program with food and dining around and having fun together with each other. But still, people after dinner went working on their prototype. So it was kind of stressful. To spark creativity within this bootcamp, as John already mentioned, we had a competition. We had clearly defined scoring criteria, and we emphasized everybody to use as many of the Marketing Cloud solutions as possible, use mobile, use analytics, target all the solutions we made available for them, and once you use them all, you start scoring points, and then they presented it. And finally, in the end, we had a winner, and the winner came from a team in which Gunter was part of, and then we had ING in the team, we had Ethios in the team, and then 2 partners, Ida Media Foundry and Valtech. And well, Gunter, as you see, it's the same guy here. He's going to talk to you about the scenario this team built, and we're really fond of them to have you here on stage. Gunter, go ahead. Please take us through.
So I'm really happy to share the result of what we have built during these 2.5 days. It was really a great experience in sitting together with people from different industries, different specialties, and not only were we creative, but also we did meditation. We ate a lot of junk food as well during the night in order to come to the right solution. Now, for me personally, what I wanted to take out of or what I wanted to look for is really to see how we could use technology or combination of technology more to the benefit of our consumers, of our customers. And the way we started, you arrive in the morning, you start discovering who you have at your table, the people they've selected in your team, and then you're starting, okay, what are we going to make a scenario about? What will be the content, the product, the service? And from the beginning, most of them were a big fan of one of our products called the Philips Hue system. Who knows Philips Hue a little bit? Very much. Who has Philips Hue already at home? Yeah, so we still have some work to do, so that's good that we are working on some scenarios. And so to make sure that you understand what Philips Hue is about and how we will fuse that into our scenario, I'm going to show a little part of a video and briefly explain how it works. So basically, you have your bulbs or you have a connected luminaire, you connect that through an app to your Wi-Fi, and then you basically can do a lot of different things with your lighting. Now, from a Philips lighting perspective, what we want to do or want to achieve is that people really can control their light differently, but also experience it differently. And that is something that we really also want to do from a marketing perspective. Really be more relevant for our consumers whenever they are at one of our digital touchpoints. Now, at the moment that we were starting with the bootcamp, it was really the week before we launched one of our new products called a motion sensor. Motion sensor, which is basically can trigger the lighting with a specific action, a motion within the house, and so forth. Now, what we then did was, okay, we know what we are going to do, but who are we going to target? Well, sorry. So in this case, the guy we were after is Tom, and Tom is somebody who was living outside of the city with his family, with his kids and his wife, and for him, his life needs to be convenient. He needs to have ease of mind, so he wants to automate some of the things that are happening at home with his family, but he also wants to make sure that his home is more secure, and that's why he was looking for some more information around the motion sensor. And his starting point, or the starting point we took when building the solution, was that this person, Tom, he was going to the Meet You website. What you see here in the screens is not the actual Meet You website. Later on you will see the app. It's not the actual app. It are all things that we have built during those 2 days, just with the tool set that was at our disposal. So he arrives at the homepage of Meet You. As it is during the week of the launch, he receives, of course, a marketing message around the launch of the Meet You motion sensor, but he doesn't take any immediate action. He just shows some interest. Now, a couple of days later, when Tom is going to the website of his insurer, in this case, it was Etias. One of the guys in our team came from Etias. We say, okay, at the arrival on the Etias website, we can also propose him a specific message around the motion sensor. Why do we do that? Because it can bring a benefit to him and in making his home more secure, and such, it's more beneficial also for the insurer. So in this case, what you see is that we bring, again, a personalized message around the motion sensor because we know he has shown interest on the website of Philips. And then afterwards, he clicks on it because he's interested, and he asks some information through an email.
So Gunter, just a short question. So you're telling us that you're actually combining your marketing data together with the insurance company to make the message more relevant. Is that what you're telling here?
Exactly. That was really the challenge that we wanted to overcome during building this scenario. Okay. So we had to do data stacks in the background, connecting to one another, so we can follow the user also outside of our own digital touchpoints.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, He has shown interest. He has requested some information through email. Now, later on that day, he's getting home, walking home. He takes out his mobile phone and he sees that he has received email with more information. Again, he's interested, but it's a hard sell, so he's not taking that action, not yet, because he's walking home. Now, later on that day, as Tom is already somebody who has some bulbs at home, and for the rest, he wants to expand that with a new motion sensor, he's opening up the U app to control his lights at home. And here, again, what did we want to test? Can we build in that marketing message within that application? Now, he opens up the app. This is not a real app, but an app that we built within the Adobe technology. He sees again the message, and now he finally decides to purchase it. He clicks on it. He goes into the conversion funnel. He buys it, and then a couple of days later, he will receive it at home. And upon receiving it at home, of course, we do not only want to sell products, we also want to make sure that they are using the products. So as we know that Tom has received the motion sensor at home, whenever he's coming to the website again, he gets a personalized message. Congratulations with your purchase. Follow now directly the setup instructions and start.
Yeah. Just another question, Gunter, to make it clear, because I've seen you using Experience Manager, Analytics, Target, Audience Manager, Campaigning.
Correct.
But what I really see here is that you're combining a utility app for UI together with marketing data. Is that correct? Is that what you've done here?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. As we're not only selling lighting products as physical products anymore, but also services, in this case through an app. Yeah. This is for us much more important also to integrate that into the usage of the product and also bring there some sort of marketing message.
Well, that's a pretty strong story, I think. I mean, you have developed this during 3 days bootcamp. So now you're already having it live, or what are you going to do with it? Because this is really great.
No. So for me personally, I use it to evangelize internally, also to make sure that we are not thinking in specific silos of technology, but that we can combine everything. And so in that way, we want to make sure that for future campaigns and future things that we're doing, that we think in a more combined and integrated way to bring that experience to the consumers.
Yeah, for me, it was clear that this team, they all developed live working prototypes. So what you see now is like a short presentation, but I've seen these guys presenting during bootcamp. They took 20 minutes and they showed every scheme and every working aspect of their scenario. But, well, one question, maybe for the people in the room as well, is what true value did you bring out of bootcamp? What did it bring you?
Yeah, so for me personally, I'm not the guy who's sitting hands-on in the tools, but I'm trying to make sure that whatever we want to do, that is made possible. And for me, it brought a lot of insights on when you put targeting specialists, you put developers, you put strategic people all together in a team, it really sparks the creativity. And in the end, you come often with solutions to problems that you are confronted with, and you try to solve it in a more agile way. And that, for me, was really a great learning out of the bootcamp.
Well, fantastic. So, thanks, Gunter. Just a short note for the ending. So I know there are people in the room here who really want to do this as well. So you might be interested in joining our next bootcamp. So it's not planned already. So we have a list already with possible participants. If you're interested to join Adobe Bootcamp, well, you can sign up at our booth. I think it's upstairs. Just leave your card over there and say that you're interested in Bootcamp, and we'll contact you and talk about how it does fit your need. So, thank you very much for listening to our story about Bootcamp, and enjoy the day.
Thank you.